Good evening, guys. Welcome to edspread YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing well. And today is our last day in our bootcamp. And so far, we have completed the entire HTML and CSS part. And today, we'll be doing a project based on the previous sessions which we completed. And the project which we are doing today is a portfolio. We'll be creating a portfolio of your and hosting it in GitHub or any other website. So. Uh, as this is a 7th day, don't forget to fill the attendance form. If you have filled attendance form so far, then today will be the last day to fill this. So you'll be getting certificate of participation. And after explaining this project, today is around 24th, right? So at 26th, or yeah, 26th might be the deadline to submit this project. So on submitting this project, you'll be getting a certificate of completion as well. And that's it. This might be the last video in our bootcamp. So it was so far successful, and I hope you guys stay tuned for our further bootcamps as well. So let us start our session. So by this end of session, you will be creating a website in this way to precisely saying your portfolio, and in which you'll be giving your skill set and also your contact details. So this is a brief overview. If you want, you can also add extra details or any other part. This is the basic part which I'll be explaining. Even though not exactly, you might also create your own project of this type. It might not exactly replicate mine, but it should contain the main features, the main theme. So let us continue with today's project. First of all, I have created a new folder called portfolio, inside which I already saved few images. Like you can see over here, these two clouds are one image, and the mountain, the photos. This all images I have previously saved them. I'll be even showing you how to get those images. Don't worry about it. So for now, just create a folder or say portfolio, and inside that, just keep a CSS folder, say my site images or anything, and then create an index.html file. Now, index it's usually called index as the first page in our website, because there might be many pages. For better understanding, we'll keep it as index. Our code starts from here. Now let us copy the path. Save it here. Yeah, now this is first step, obviously. Now let's start our code for HTML boilerplate. I'm giving it as my name. You can create any website name. So you can see over here, as is my portfolio, I'm giving it as my name. And the next step is that in this I'm using external CSS, because for now I have used only one page, but in my further, when I want to expand my web page, I might have add any other extra content, like say test my skills or take an overview of my skills, and I'll be giving a button which on clicking I'll open to another web page. So even for that web page, I want to replicate this entire CSS property. So that's the reason I'll be creating an external CSS. Go for index.html, and let's create in CSS part. Let's say style.css. I have to give an CSS extension as well for that. Okay, so this is our CSS. Now let's remove this. This is our index HTML. These are styles, and let's go to index HTML. Yeah. So before doing anything, let's link this style CSS to this. I guess you might remember we have to use the link tag, and inside link tag we'll be giving a relation saying style sheet. Don't confuse with favicon. For favicon we'll be having icon, and for this we'll be having style sheet. and obviously give a URL to it. URL you can see over here. Just copy this part and save it over here. If you have any doubt whether this is correct or not, go for control and press this. Okay. uh, I guess instead of giving such big, you can even give directly. You can see that the index and this are actually in the same folder known as portfolio, so no need to mention this, but again this is in another folder known as CSS. So let's give it as CSS slash, and okay, we gave CSS my style images, right? CSS my style images slash, you can see it's automatically taking I mean it's giving our suggestions. We are taking the styles.css. You can confirm that now this is styles.css. We have linked our HTML tag to our external CSS. After this, let's create a favicon. We can say I'm having a favicon over here. I guess go for favicon.cc. And after going, just take anything, just create it. After that you can download. I guess you might have experienced this. You can say I already imported my favicon. Here you can see, so this is my favicon and I have to paste over here. Let's do this. Let's go to index.html. Same, go for link, and the relation is icon. After that give a hyperreference, same as the above, CSS my site images and favicon.icon. Save this and run. We got the favicon. Now you can see the head part is almost same. Now let's enter to the body part. Before entering the body part, let me give an overview about how I written the code. When you slide this, you can see the background color is only up to here, which means I have used totally 3 divs over here. This is the top container div. You can see the background color is somewhat light blue, so that's the top container. And the middle container starts from here, and it covers almost up to the HR tag present here. And the last container, the bottom container starts with the get in touch. To give an overview, the top container gives you about introduction of yourself, and the middle container gives you the skill set and everything which the reader wants to know, and the third container gives about the contact details if the user wanted to contact. So these are the three main containers, or divs to say exactly. Now let's create 3 divs. You can do by using div into 3. You'll be getting 3 divs. Let's give first their class saying top container, and for my second div it's middle container. My third it's bottom container. Yeah, so our 3 divs are successfully created. uh, and first let's work on the top container, which is this top part. And by saying this, let's say this is h1 and this is h2. So first create this 2 lines. This is an overview. Go for the div container and create an h1 class saying just write your name and just give I am, or in the short form I am Nishan, and then give another h2 tag or p tag, anything it can be. I'm giving an h2 tag. Just give an overview about it. I guess you might be a student, or if you are currently doing an internship on thing, you can say student at so and so, or um, your designation and the company name. I'll be saying I'm a mentor at edspread. Now save this and run. You got it. It might not look actually like this, but don't worry, we'll be get it there in no time. So this is the main part which we successfully created. This is an h1 tag and h2 tag. Let's and after this, let's say you can see here that an edspread I'm having an underline. It's sort of highlighting the edspread. So let's create that. It's pretty easy. I have already told you. You can use a shortcut known as um a br tag you can use, but actually when you use br tag it comes to the next line, but we wanted to underline this. So what we'll be doing in the sense, you can use span over here. Go for span. Okay, where is it spread? Let's take our spread over here. Actually, might be saying there's no change. Now we'll make those changes. Go for style attribute, and inside style attribute you'll be going for the font text and this all. And we have seen there is no changes in mentor, right? Only the change we have see is for the spread and it's the underlined. You can go for the text decorator. Text decoration, say it as underline. You got underline, so that's what we wanted. Yeah, so far we gave our h1 and an h2 tag. Now let's import the images which are present in this, two clouds and one mountain image. You can choose any type of image from internet. So we have a cloud png and a mountain png over here. So here's our index html. Let's import. As you can see, one cloud is on top of the h1 tag, so let's create on top of here. Give an image to this. First of all, let's give a class. Here is a top cloud and the source. Cloud png. Even give an alternate text saying that this is an image of a cloud. Yeah. So copy this because you're having two cloud and the second cloud is at the bottom of the text. Then hover over there after the h2, right? And give this as bottom cloud. After you're having a mountain with down of cloud, go over here and create another image. Give it a class saying let's say mountains. Source css mountain.png. An alternative text is possible. This is an image of a mountain. Now save this and run. Yeah, you got your two clouds and a mountain, which is pretty good. All you have to do is just align them. We'll be seeing them later. Let us give a background color at first, and you can see the background color is only for the the top div. Rather than giving to the entire body, we are giving only for the div. So the div which we are using is the top container, right? So we have to make changes in the top container over here. Let's head over to our external CSS, and there's no changes in body. And there's another important thing in body. You can see in this is our entire body, and everything present in the body is at center. There is no text on present at the sideways. So to make them, you have to change the body alignment. Go for body and check text align and change it to center. When you run this, everything is present at the center rather than this, because this you might get doubt why these are not present of one after one another, because I have told you the inline type elements are anchor tags and image tags. These two are imaged, hence these are present at side by side. This is a block type, hence the cloud is present on top of it. Even this cloud is an inline, but as this is a block, this is pushing the cloud topwards. But whereas these two are inline type, hence we are getting them side by side. So let's give a background color. I've told you you can check background color in color hunt or many other websites you have. So I have previously checked few colors. Let's give top container and the top container a background color of hash EAF 6F6. So this is what I wanted. Now save this and run. Oh, it's the same color. Yeah. After getting the background color, maybe even assign the text align. Now, what the next thing which we'll be doing is to change the location of the clouds. You can see the clouds are at the opposite over here, but whereas in our previous video, they're actually one after the another. So we'll be changing those. First of all, let's go to the top cloud. You can say top cloud is present on top of the h1 tag itself. H1 is block, and this is blocking the top cloud. So let's remove this top cloud from the from the flow of the CSS. We can do it by using go for top cloud and change its uh, position to absolute. It's defaultly static, but we'll be changing it to absolute. Now save this. Now we are removing the from flow. You can see how will it move. You can see it just popped out the cloud, and we can place it anywhere we want. Yeah, and it's actually pretty top. The H1 and H2 are somewhat touching the upper part, and there is actually so much space to place the cloud. So here we'll be giving some space. If we add margin, then this white space, and you can see there's a extra white space. Let's remove this white space by going to body and mentioning the margin as 0. And this is due to h1 tag. Let's go to h1 and give this as margin 0. Now this must coincide, yeah. And let's give a padding so that this text comes somewhat bottom, and go to the top container for that. Get a padding. We're adding a top, right? So padding top, let's give 100 pixel. Yeah. And now we can change the position of cloud as we want. We gave position as absolute, so this absolute is with respect to what? With respect to body. So we don't want with respect to body, we want with respect to this div. So to make it with respect to div, we have to change the div's position to relative. Then only we can change the absolute position of the cloud. Change this, go for the top container and give this position as a relative, and then now here actually there will be no change. Now we'll be changing position absolute. We have to send this towards top, right? Let's say on top we will be adding 50 pixels. 50 pixels. You can just see this length. It's somewhat same. We have to push it towards right. So let's add a bit margin at the left. Or you can even push from right side as this is an absolute position. Go and say right of 300 pixels. I'm entering these values because actually I've tried many times. I have gave this as 150, a 200. I've used inspect and saw everything, and I ran this cloud many times, and I got a value of 300 pixels. Now save this and run. So even you can use 350 or 400, then it will be getting even more closer to the text. This is our top cloud, and let's change the bottom cloud as well with this top cloud. Okay, if you want, just try this out. The bottom cloud should come at this position present here. Let's see. It's almost same as the top cloud. Okay, I guess you might have got that. Let's try this out. Go for bottom cloud. First of all, you have to do is to change this position to absolute. You can see there's no when you save and run. You almost got this position. You'll be changing its left and bottom value. Now, the another important thing is that we have changed the top value over here, and it's almost touching this pattern. So you have to push this a little bit down. Here, when you inspect and go towards the image of top cloud, you can see top it's 50 pixel and at bottom it's almost 467. So here this is 467. uh, Let us say you have to pull this towards downwards, and let us say you're around 300 pixels. So by seeing this you can come to a conclusion. And how I have done this is I have made few changes here. Before getting to 50, I gave 100 pixel. Okay, I don't want this. I'm changing here rather than changing in the code. It's better if we change here because the changes will not be saved. If you reload this page, these changes will all be vanished, and only the changes present in your code will evaluate. So it's better if you give your inputs over here to check which one is correct. Let us give a bottom margin of 300 pixel. Bottom 300 pixel. Okay, now we have to push it towards the left, right. Here we gave it as a right 300 pixel. Right 100 or 300. Right 300 pixel. Then it now this length is 300 pixel. Then this length also should be 300 pixel, right? It should be equal. But here we have to give a left 300 pixel. Now we got this text. Now I'm not using margins or padding over here because when I change my font, then automatically few disturbance will be coming between those lines. After changing the font, then we'll be dealing with the spaces present between them. Now let's go for font. As I've told you earlier, go to Google Fonts. By going to Google Fonts, you'll be getting many more fonts over here. There. There are actually many fonts over here. You can select whatever font which you want. I have selected three fonts. One of them is cursive. I'll be showing you. So this is one font, and this is another font. Two fonts are sufficient, but I took three fonts. That's not required. And the font which I've chosen over here is uh, that's actually a cursive font. Okay, let's go to fonts and search over here. First one which I took is Monster. Yeah. So this is my first font. This is the font which I'm using for all other text rather than the cursive text. You have to save this. Okay. Here just select anything. Let's take a regular. And now we have selected the Monster. After Monster, the cursive style which I took is it's this Sacramento. Sacramento. This is the cursive font. Now select this style. Go for your fonts. Uh, these are the two fonts which I selected. These are their families, and this is the link to keep over there. Yeah, so we can select the cursive font, and I'm pasting it in. The Sacramento is a cursive font, and I want only for H1, right? So I'll be pasting H1 only. And whereas this is present for every text which is present in the body tag, I'll be mentioning in body tag. Now save this and run. This is actually quite different from this because that font might not be present, hence will be giving this link present over here, and this link we should give for the top container, right? Now okay, take this font and go to your HTML index, another link. Now save this. Sometimes I told you the fine fonts will not be there, so it will be giving the fonts which is mentioned after that as the cursive. The if we say the Sacramento was not there, it's giving the cursive part. Yeah, that's about the fonts. Let's try this link as well. Yeah. So for the other link we are getting. Now you can see obviously the font size is bigger. We'll be changing those later. After now we got a font size and everything. After that, let's head over to our CSS part. Styles.css. We'll be changing in H1. Let's give a bigger font size over here because in here actually the font size is pretty bigger and it looks kind of good, right, compared to the previous one. And here I'll be going to explain you another part. First of all, let me give the font size. Size. Uh, in this, I have explained you only in terms of pixels, but you have to another unit known as EM. We'll be not using much, but in a few situations you might use. Now, let us say I'm giving here font of 562.5. 5%. I will even say why I'm taking this as such precise. You're getting this font, it's almost it's same. Now why I have taken 562.5 in the sense actually to say uh, in terms of pixels I know it exactly. That is around 60 or 90 pixels I guess. I guess it's 90 pixels, and the conversion to percentage to pixel is at 116 pixels is equal to 100%. So in that way you will be getting your pixels, I don't know correctly, this is 60 or 90, and it's the same for em. 1 em is equal to 16 pixels or something. You can do it, and that way you can use percentage or also em. So that's about why I'm using percentage in sense it has to be dynamic. So whenever you view in a phone, the font somewhat decreases, and if you're using in your laptop, then the font decreases. If you give in terms of pixels, then it remains stagnant. It's up to you on which you will choose, whether it's percentage, em, or it might be anything. Now we have changed the h1 tag. We have changed our font size and family. Now all that left is color. Let's give it another color. Here we are changing the text color, right? So let's go for color and 8 fpf I guess. It's actually slightly different than I didn't remember the exact hexa value. Let's see. My styles.css. Okay, let's copy this color. Save this and well, we got the color. You can check these colors on color hunt, and after then we have the same color for this as well. And so let's do the same changes in h2 tag. Okay, let's create an h2. Yeah, within this font is somewhat bigger for h2 as well, so let's change the font size as well. In here I'll be giving in terms of em 2.5. Right. Rm is nothing but uh, when we mention in body a certain font size, suppose I have mentioned here font size as 1 em, and here I have mentioned as 2.5 em. Actually that h2 takes 3 em. Instead of taking 2 em, it adds the body as well as h2 2 plus 1, and it gives a total of 3 em, which actually we doesn't desire such type of font size. We require the stagnant font size, so that's the reason I'm mentioning R over here, so that the font size does not changes even on changing the font size in body. That's about em, and I told you 90 pixels over here, and our h1 and h2 tag are completed. There's actually little space you can give by using padding or also the line width. Let's give here. And here we'll be adding a line height. So the default line height is 1. Now whatever you are viewing here has a line height of 1. We'll be changing it to 2. Now save this and 1. See, there's a pretty good space before. Let's keep 1 when we run the program. Celebrate is congested. As you see, it's spacious. Then that's it about the top div, right? We completed the entire thing present in a top div. Now let's go for the middle and the bottom div. The middle and bottom div contains the skills part and the contact part. And so instead of wasting time, I already have the code for the only for the HTML part. Wait, I'll be showing you the part. Hmm. Now you can see this is an H2. These all are H2 and these are H3. Don't bother about this text. This is lorem ipsum. Usually use this text if we want to. After doing all this, yes, part will be changing this text to our desired content, because this contains different alphabets and different spaces between them, so that we can understand the alignment and the all other properties. This is the paragraph tag, this is H2 and this is H3. You can see there's a line between them. Now you can wonder, where does this come? At first, I'm giving an introduction and a brief overview about me. That comes under the first HR tag. After second HR tag, we'll be having our skills, and then after the skills part, this is the bottom container. Yes, the last container, bottom container, about the contact details, and this two comes under the middle container. Now let's copy this code and paste it instead of our bottom and middle container. Now you can see this top container which we done ourselves. The middle container consists of the profile, and you can see there's an empty image I'll be leaving for you. You can insert your image over there. Wait, let's save this and run. After this hello, your hello is over here. On top of that, you're having an image tag. I have given it as empty. You can insert your own image over here. I have inserted my image. You can insert here. You can write about yourself, about your college, or if you're pursuing certain degree, give an overview about it in this paragraph tag. And that's it about the profile div. And coming to the next div, we are giving an horizontal line. Next here we are having skill. So before going to this, first let us change the HR tag. I guess you have already done this HR tag in our first class, changing uh, uh, the default HR tag from this to the dotted HR tag. So let's do that. Go head over to styles.css, change your HR. So first thing which we will be giving is to change the border style of it. Border style to dotted, and then go for border width. Border width, let's give around 30%, 30 pixels, and left all will be 0. It's gigantic. Let's give it as a 10 pixels. Okay. Now we don't want to the entire part. We want only up to here, this part. So we'll be changing the width for that, and width will be giving in percentage so that to make it dynamic. Let's give around 30%. Okay, 30% is also somewhat more, I guess. 10% is better. And let's change the color. And instead of changing it to gray, let's give the color HR. Yeah, so this is our color. Yeah. So now you might think this is not visible, but actually it should be in that way itself. We are just showing this as a line division, and you can see there's certain extra space over there. To create this extra space, let's add a margin to our HR tag. Let's give a margin, and there's no need for side-wise margin, right? Only top and bottom. So let's give 100 pixel and a 0 pixel. I've told you about this. When we give 100, first argument goes for top and bottom, and the second arguments go for left and right. Now save this and run. Yeah. And now this pretty interesting part. You can see my chart tag has came here. So why is it coming when I changing its position when I mention the width or margin part? That's because when we enter the text alignment as center, it automatically has a certain margin. Uh, so we have disturbed that margin by giving an explicit margin. So we can remove this by mentioning an auto over here. This came in below. So what's this auto command? Auto command is nothing but it places the content in the middle. So here we are giving for HR tag, right? So on pressing the auto, it gives a HR tag in the middle of the web page. So our middle of the web page is here, so it's placing in the middle. That's about HR tag, and we got a little spaces also. And after this, we complete our hello part. You can keep the your image. And another important thing is that you might enter an image, but you can see my image is of circle type. If you save an image and try to keep it, let us say uh, let us take a mountain image as where's my index.html, yeah, and go towards here. Source is my mountain, right? My site images mountain. Save this and run. You're getting another gigantic image, so we can decrease it. Just give an image a class name, and let us say that it's your pic, right? Profile pic. Now save that. Now the mountain here which I'm showing you comes under the profile pic. Head over to your styles, dot profile pic. First of all, we have to change it width because it's actually very big. Go for width and make it around 200 pixels. Now it's somewhat small. And you can see this is actually, if you might you get a rectangle image. So to avoid those, you're having another property which is known as a border radius. So this border radius, when you give a 50%, it comes to a circle. This is actual circle. Why you're not being in the top? Actually, this is also circle, but there's no image over here. You are not able to view this. All you have to do is change your border radius and the width. That's it. You'll be getting your image. And after this, when you come to your skills part, let's go to our skills. Here's our skills, and you can mention any number of image. Here I have got this image, so this image is pretty useful. So how to get these images in the sense, you go head over to okay, flat icon. So this website is pretty useful. In this you can search whatever icons you have. Now I have searched web development over here, pressed enter. This image which I took, there are many other more images you can take, and if you like colorful then go for multicolor. It filters you all the web pages. Now suppose if I want to save this image, let us say okay, on this and go for edit icon, and you can also make few changes if you want. Like you can change the shape. If you want no outline, then it's randomly given over here in display. So make this all changes. You can download it, and after downloading, I guess it's easy to embed inside your code. Give it a source after downloading an alternative, and then you will be getting your image over here. And this is for another image. I have used two skills, actually three skills. Uh, This is one skill. Another one skill. Here you can see this is an iframe. This I excluded from another website known as Jiffy, which is famous for GIFs. Here you can select web development, coding, or any other. Suppose I take as coding. From div.gis, you can select any part. You are getting here embed link on. So you can copy this link and paste, or if you want to play the video like which I have in my website, like this. Click on this, and you will be getting an embed option. Just copy this code and paste it. That's it. All you have to do, and you'll be getting your result. It's about the skill section, and afterwards coming to touch, get in touch. And another important thing in skill section is that you can see I managed to make my text in a paragraph type. Here you can see it's a single line. It's actually, you can see it's pretty lame and it's somewhat hard to read. Here it's somewhat better, when compared to the before part. You can also make such type of changes. To make them, all you have to do is first let us uh, create a class for it. Let us see. What name shall we take? Let's take it as uh, image one in a class. Uh, Now let us say the width of this is around some 80% or something. Just wrap it with 30%. Oh, sorry. This is an important part in external CSS. Now I have saved the CSS part and I'm refreshing. I'm not able to see these changes because we haven't changed our HTML part. You have made certain changes in your HTML web page and you forgot to save this. You have to save this web page as well as the styles web page and then only reload. Now you got yourself in 3 paras. If you want in 2 paras, then increase this to around 40 to 50. Make this as 40. Okay. Now you can see again it's going towards the left. I have told you how to bring it in middle, like which we did for which tag did we do? Okay, for some tag we did it. I didn't remember it. Yeah, for HR tag we have done it. We have changed the margin, right? So do the same. Go for image, go for margin, and yeah, there's somewhat space for this, so you can create the space. It's tiny, right? So let's give 10 pixel and then an auto. Now you got in the middle. You might think this is pretty lame, but if you add any image, then it becomes cool. And you can also change the text alignment. I have used the text alignment to left. Let's change the text alignment. Now it's pretty left aligned. We can see for everything we are aligning it to left, right? You can see for web development we align to left, and for oops in Python compilers we align. So in my skill section, for every what we say, for every image I'm assigning my text to left. Instead of writing my text aligned to left over here, Let's add in this div itself. So what's the div name for this? Skills div. Head over skill or skills. It's skills, and just change its text align. You can see. So for everything it has changed its alignment, and again we have to change its margin. So instead of doing this, it's better if you write in the separate thing itself. It's better if you write here, because again you have to change for the margin over here and here. So yeah, now this is left aligned. You can do the same for the second image also, and if you're having multiple images, multiple skills, then do the same changes for those as well. So this is about the skills part. We have completed our hello section, our skill section, and now lastly we are having bottom container. Now in bottom container, uh, everything is same. This text, up to this text we are having the same, which is this. And now you can see from here this is entirely different from which you saw over here. This is actually pretty cool over this, and you can even get a hovering text over here. So firstly let's create a button. So instead of creating a button, you can do the same way like I gave you border radius as 50%. So make this as some around 10% or 12% to get a rectangle shape. Instead of doing such CSS changes, you can go to CSS button generator, and you can write your text over here. I wrote contact me. You can even change the font family. I've given a font color, this blue color which I'm seeing is the font color, the font size, and the box. If you want the padding, suppose if I'm increasing it to 11, no, wait, it will be visible. So I'm going to see it's increasing. In that way you can make the padding. Then border, here border radius I given as 28%. If you're trying to increase it to say 45, you're getting a circle type. So the more you increase, the more you get a circle. And then the background, the start color is a background color. And what is hover? I didn't explain you this in the CSS part. Hover is nothing but when you try to hover it, or when you try to place your cursor on it, you'll be viewing certain changes. Now your color is changing over here, and what color should it change? These are their values. The start and this is the top part, and then this is the bottom part. So these are the changes which I'm getting. After that, you just copy this code and paste it in your CSS part, and you can see, yeah, actually there's a mistake. This has to be another 9. So let's apply to everything. Here are what we say, our classes is btn. Let's check, do we have a class of btn? Yeah, our button class is btn as well. So now save this and run. You got your contact me, but you can see it's actually pretty clumsy. Add a bit of margins over there. Let's see, let's go to index.html. So this is our bottom container. Footer link, yeah, 3 footer links for this. Where is our button tag? Yeah, here's our button tag. After getting in touch, we are having the h3 element over here, and after h3 element we have to give certain space. Let's give this paragraph tag. Let's say class as mm, contact, and let's give a margin. Here margin is absolutely correct. At the bottom we have to give around 50 pixels. Mm, let's give it 100 pixel. It's pretty wide. Mm. Even at the bottom you have to give the margin. At the bottom we are having a bottom container, so we can directly give over here, giving inline CSS, or instead of giving inline, go to your style store, head over to bottom container. Sorry, bottom container. We didn't create the container, so bottom container, and we have to give a margin on the top of it, so margin top. Let us give 100 pixel. 100 pixel is fine. Let us give at the bottom as well, so instead of mentioning this as margin top, 100 pixel and a 0. And at the bottom also we got a certain margin. Now after that we'll be creating the background color for this. Bottom container, background color. Let's check the background color for that. Yeah, so background color is this. Now you can see that actually this covering the entire background color, but this is only covering the text present in it. This is because these are the inline elements, and if you want to cover it entirely, then all you have to do is change the padding. On changing the margin, I guess. Let's go for margin. If you have any doubts, just go for inspect, and this is the last part, bottom container. And when you hover over the bottom container, you can see the orange lines which are coming. They're actually stopping the flow of the background color. And so why are they stopping? Click on that. You'll be seeing there's a margin. On when you come towards the margin, uh, then you'll be seeing those changes. So to remove those changes, we can add a padding. See, there's the changes which we are seeing. So let's add a padding to it, because if we change the margin, then it will coincide with the contact me button. So we have no other choice, or else I would change the margin only. Let's go for padding. And let's give a top padding of 50 pixels. And the left and right has to be 0. And on the bottom at 20 pixels. Now it's entirely applicable. Yeah, so we got our padding as well. Okay, now here are the sites for this. So let's try to remove these sites as well. Let's go to our index.html. There are 3 links over here. You can change these links to your social media links. You can give, or you can add any other links as well. This is the copyright you're having over here. But the change you can see is actually pretty different from here. Uh, you don't have any line over here, which is pretty cool. This is like an old fashioned, you're having a line, so let's remove those lines from there. For that, go for anchor tags. You can change the entire anchor tag section. Head over to A and text decorator, make it as none. Actually, it might be underlined. Now you can see there are no lines over there. And even let's change the color, and let's go for color. And let's give, you can say it's actually a little bit of dark blue. Let's check what color did we give over here. Copy this color. Now save this and run. You're getting your color over here. Another important thing is that when you hover over there, you're using hover here, and you're getting a little bit of white color. So let's add even those changes. And go for a tag. Where is my tag? Yeah. To add a hover, will be creating another div saying a hover, and we'll give a different background color to this. Let's say the color which we are taking is somewhat white, right? We are getting the changes which we done in the previous website. And this is another thing is this actually for small font size. You can do those changes, I guess. I'll do it for you. You go to index.html. Just make the changes here only. Why to create another class for this, for style, a font size. Let's give 16 pixels. No, 16 pixels is larger. Okay. Okay, this is somewhat correct. Yeah, let's change the color as well. Now this looks cool. And you can see there's actually a space between them, so let's create a space. For that, go to your styles tag, and in place of a tag, let's give a margin to it. About how much margin? Let us say to the side, let's give a 20 pixel margin, a 10 on top and bottom, and a 20 on sidewise. Now it's pretty cool. By giving 10 because this will also be pushed downwards. If you want it more down, let's go to index.html, and here use margin on top, because you'll be changing on top of it, right? And give it another 20 pixels. It moved slightly lower. So that's about our website. And yeah, are we missing anything? That's it. And on pressing this will redirect to your email, which I mentioned here. You can write your mail over here. Uh, this is what I have done, and you can also make your own changes and post it so that I might able to view your and if you're having any doubts, you can join our WhatsApp groups, mention in description box, and I'll try to help you out, or my team will read your message for sure. And I'm repeating again, the deadline for submitting project is 26th. You have 2 days of time, so complete it by 26th and you'll be receiving a project of completion. And coming to the Google form, we'll be sending you a Google form, so in which you'll be submitting your project details and your code, everything. And after viewing that, we'll be giving you the project. And yes, guys, that's it for today. This was a wonderful bootcamp for me, and thank you guys for watching it. Meet you in the next bootcamp. Stay tuned till then. Thank you. Bye bye.